WWE has undergone a long list of big changes over the past few decades. One thing that hasn't changed though over the years is Triple H and his big lies. Pro wrestling is a cutthroat business. Evil people flourish here, and the ones who try to be good guys or are genuinely good guys are thrown out in no time. Triple H understood this right from the very beginning and became the person who would succeed in this brutal business. Let me take you back to November 1997, Survivor Series. Minutes after the Montreal Screwjob, Triple H was confronted by Bret Hart's then wife in a backstage area, with Hart's camera people recording the entire ordeal. Triple H, his head down, in silence and shame, told Bret Hart's wife that he had nothing to do with the Montreal Screwjob. Well, it's been decades since that incident, and everyone and their grandma knows the reality of what exactly happened. Triple H was the one who suggested Vince McMahon they screw Bret Hart out of the WWE Championship in his home country at Survivor Series 1997. Triple H never liked Bret Hart, and he also didn't like the fact that Bret Hart was making demands to Vince McMahon on his way out of WWE. He suggested McMahon that they screw Hart out of the WWE Championship at the infamous event, and that's exactly what happened. Fast forward 28 years later, WWE Money in the Bank 2025. R-Truth aka Ron Killings makes a shocking return to WWE, mere 7 days after he announced his departure. Triple H was the one who fired R-Truth and Carlito after TKO Group told him that someone needed to be fired to cut costs. After massive fan backlash, TKO had to rethink their decision. Triple H was told to bring R-Truth back to WWE, but by this point, R-Truth was in no mood to discuss anything with WWE and especially Triple H. He rejected WWE's approaches for the entire week. And finally, Nick Khan himself had to contact R-Truth and negotiate a deal for his WWE return. And this was when R-Truth told Nick Khan that he will come back to WWE only if the company allows him to use the moniker of Ron Killings. During the post-show press conference after Money in the Bank 2025, Triple H was asked about the R-Truth aka Ron Killings situation. The game has grown old over the years. He has gathered tons of wisdom over the years. But still, after all these years, he is the same shameless liar that he was back in the 90s. He was rattled by the question of the media person, didn't know what to say. In the end, he simply said that R-Truth's departure and return to WWE was a work and was part of a storyline. All he had to say was that he screwed up. But this is something he never admits. He can do no wrong. He is perfect. He could have simply said, we screwed up, I screwed up, and then we listened to the fans, we listened to the backlash, and we brought R-Truth back to WWE. We made things right for you because you asked us to do so. But no, the shameless veteran had to take credit for R-Truth, his departure, and his return to WWE. It seems like R-Truth's son and R-Truth himself and several WWE superstars who talked privately to the media weren't happy with how Triple H conducted himself during the post-show press conference and how he lied publicly. R-Truth's son went to social media, took to his Instagram handle and made it clear publicly that Triple H was lying. R-Truth's exit wasn't a work. R-Truth later went to his social media, his Instagram, TikTok and Twitter and made it clear to the fans that they were responsible for his return to WWE. You know what this means? R-Truth saw Triple H's comments during the post-show press conference, saw how big of a liar he was, how shameless of a liar and a person he was, and still decided to go online on his social media account and declare that fans were responsible for his return to WWE, no one else, and it was not a work. Several WWE talents spoke to media privately and told that Triple H was lying. R-Truth's exit was not a work, was not a part of a storyline, and that he was genuinely let go by WWE by Triple H and was only brought back after WWE and TKO Group Holdings saw the fan backlash on Twitter and other social media handles. When we talk about some of the biggest egos in the business, Triple H has to be up there at the very top. He simply couldn't admit that he screwed up he did wrong by firing R-Truth and just had to lie that it was all part of a storyline. Tons and tons of WWE bootlickers on social media, on Twitter, agreed with Triple H. Good old Papa H can do no wrong. He cannot lie. R-Truth, he's lying. His son doesn't know anything. The talents that talked to media privately don't like Triple H. Everyone is at fault here. The only one who's speaking the truth here is Triple H. Some of these WWE bootlickers on Twitter are absolutely pathetic. But the reality remains. Triple H is a big fat liar. He was in 1997. He is in 2025. Triple H aka Paul Levesque. Then, now, forever, liar.